Creating a story around the theme of 11 signs that you should end every relationship, even if it is your family or a friend, involves weaving personal anecdotes, reflective insights, and engaging storytelling. Here's a step-by-step guide. 1. Establish the premise. Begin with a compelling introduction. Highlight the importance of relationships and the difficulty of ending them, especially when it involves family or close friends. Example opening: some relationships are meant to last a lifetime, while others teach us lessons and fade away. But how do you know when it's time to walk away, even from someone you once called family or a friend? 2. Introduce the signs. Frame each sign as a mini-story or a reflective point. You could create a narrative around these signs using real-life examples, fictional characters, or personal experiences. 11 signs to include. 1. Constant negativity. Example: Sarah always drained me. Every conversation turned into complaints or criticism. Over time, I realized her negativity was seeping into my life. 2. Repeated betrayals. Example: I forgave Jake the first time he lied. And the second. By the third, I realized trust was no longer part of our relationship. 3. Manipulation and control. Example: Anna always made me feel guilty for not doing things her way. It wasn't until years later I realized she controlled me through guilt. 4. Lack of support. Example: during my hardest times, Sam was absent. It was then I realized our friendship only existed when life was easy. 5. Emotional or physical abuse. Example: family should protect you, not harm you. I learned this the hard way when I finally stood up to my brother's constant insults. 6. Jealousy and resentment. Example: show instead up of celebrating dismissing my needs. 8. They sabotage your growth. Example: when I decided to go back to school, Mark discouraged me, saying I was wasting my time. That's when I realized he feared my progress. 9. Lack of reciprocity. Example: I was always the one calling, planning, and making an effort. When I stopped, the silence was deafening. 10. You feel drained after every interaction. Example: spending time with Clara felt like a chore. I was always tired after our conversations, realizing it was her energy draining mine. 11. They bring out the worst in you. Example: with Tom, I found myself arguing, snapping, and becoming someone I didn't recognize. That's when I knew it was time to let go. 3. Conclude with empowerment. End the story by emphasizing the importance of self-care, boundaries, and personal growth. Example closing: ending a relationship, even with family or a close friend, is never easy. But sometimes, choosing yourself is the most loving decision you can make for both parties. Additional tips: use relatable language to connect with your audience.